Alrighty, good evening and happy Tuesday as we welcome you into Gallia Academy, where the Blue Angels are set to face off with the Chesapeake Panthers and an early week OVC matchup in the final week of the regular season here in the Southeast District. Along with Shane Combs, my name is Dewey Daly as we welcome you into tonight's broadcast. Shane, we've finally reached the last week of the regular season. Tournament play will start this week. Obviously, the seedings came out over the weekend, and things are kind of starting to heat up a little bit once we inch closer to tournament time.
Well, it's an exciting time because you get to this final week. You have a lot of conference championships on the line, and obviously that's what kind of brings us here tonight with the Gallia Academy chasing perfection. And then right around the corner, the brackets kind of tease you. Just a couple days back, John Bruce and I talked about it on overtime a little bit. You start to peek ahead. I know you and I were texting the other day looking at some possible things we might want to do in the tournament. So, yeah, it's a really, really exciting time for fall, particularly volleyball, as we crown conference champions and then turn our attention to the second season.
And obviously, Shane, it's not too often you get to this point of the season and you still have a team that's unbeaten. Gallia Academy comes into tonight 20-0. Their last regular season loss actually came last season to Chesapeake, so they've been on quite a roll in the regular season since then. We obviously saw the end of their season last year. We said, man, this is a young team with a lot of pieces coming back, and boy, has that certainly come to fruition here the following season.
Well, there's a couple things that come to my mind there as you're asking me those particular things. Number one, it's unbelievable to think of perfection, right? I mean, that's hard. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. I don't care who you're playing. I mean, and they've played a pretty tough schedule in terms of the non-league opponents. But to run the table, being focused night in, night out, surviving some five-set thrillers, dominating some opponents that maybe you should, and now here they are right on the doorstep of perfection in the championship. And, you're right. You and I looked at them a year ago, and they had come up short in the postseason. And I'm sure that ended up staying with them into the offseason. In the postseason, I think they were 18-6 last year overall, and probably felt like they left a little bit on the table, and I'm sure that motivated them into the offseason. They come back now a year better, and they've just been terrific, and it's been a pleasure to follow them. I know you and I enjoyed our last trip down here, and certainly tonight it's just one of those atmospheres. If you haven't been down here for volleyball, it's a really cool place.
And you mentioned that last time we were down here, Shane, they took down Wheelersburg in 5. That was back on September 4th, and that was at a part of their schedule where they really started to test themselves. And on that schedule, they had back-to-back wins in 5 sets. One was over Wheelersburg, one was over South Webster. So those are two really tough non-conference opponents that they were able to defeat and keep that undefeated record, and that's something they've held on to here at the end of the season.
And that's what makes the run to perfection so impressive, is the fact that they're not only running the table there against their league opponents, but in the non-league, they play Wheelersburg, who will most likely go on to win SOC championship, South Webster, who is possible to be a Division VI regional a participant here in about in 2 or 3 weeks. You look at Athens. As we speak, Athens and Alexander playing for the TVC Ohio championship tonight down in Athens. So there's a lot of non-league opponents that they've really got out there, and they've tested themselves a little bit, and so far they've passed every test.
And you mentioned Athens, Shane. That is the last team to take a set from Gallia Academy this season. They've won 22 consecutive sets. Their last drop set was that 3rd set against Athens back on September 18th. So they've been about as dominant as you can be while being undefeated.
Yeah, and you want to experience all of it. You want to dominate some of those opponents. You certainly don't mind in the regular season, especially in your non-league, for your kids to get tested a little bit, and they certainly have been against some quality opponents.
Now, Shane, obviously coming into tonight, Gallia, we mentioned 20-0, 12-0 in the OVC. Up until last Thursday, Chesapeake was just a game behind in the standings to Gallia Academy, but they dropped a match in 5 sets on the road at South Point. So now not only do they need a win tonight, they also need a win on Thursday against Ironton. They also need, I believe they need Rock Hill to beat Gallia on Thursday as well. So not only do they need a win, but they need some help later on in the week as well. A win tonight for Gallia would clinch their first outright OVC title since 2021.
Well, and obviously that's going to be an uphill battle now for Chesapeake to get all the way back into the title race. But what I would say is this is the type of match that could really lift you into the postseason. You come in here tonight and get this type of win. You look at the Chesapeake in the draw, which I know you and I will talk about throughout the night, I'm sure. You know, they're going to start with a home matchup, and then they're going to get a chance to play a pretty good Southeastern team, and they're in that Adina bracket. So for them to get to a district championship and compete for a district championship, this is the type of opponent. This is the level of opponent they're going to have to go toe-to-toe with and beat.
Yeah, you mentioned an Adina team that we've obviously seen a handful of times this season with one of the top players and the player with the most kills in Adina volleyball history, and Katie Burns, certainly comparable to a couple players we'll see tonight on both sides of the net.
It is, and what's unique about this Gallia attack is how they do it with great balance. Grayson Clark, the outstanding setter, she's going to spread it around to a variety of hitters. You know, they have about 4 or 5 kids that are up around 1.5 or more kills with, Aspen Barnes and Riley Saunders and Abby Clark, Aubrey Frazier, even Lauren Eachus. I mean, there's a lot of kids she can spread it around to. And over on the Chesapeake side, had a chance to watch them on film in preparation for the match. Very impressed with some of their talent. The all-around talent of Erin Lowe just will stuff the stat sheet a little bit. She'll hit across the front row, set across the back, does a nice job passing the ball, serve, receive, a tough serve. And then Abby Isaacs, another kid that jumped out at me on film. Kind of a dynamic athlete that can attack from the outside. She, too, has a tough serve. Chesapeake, Dewey, will struggle with their efficiency a little bit sometimes in the service game. But what I would say coming into the night, they have to trust it and stay aggressive, because a lot of times against a team like Gallia, if you just serve it easy right into the middle of the floor and let them go on the attack, it's going to end in a Gallia point anyway. So you might as well, again, take your chances in that risk-reward in the service game.
Now, Shane, we've obviously talked about the tournament seeding for Chesapeake. They draw the number 6 seed in D5. They'll have Cold Grove for a third time next Wednesday. They've already taken down the Hornets in straight sets a couple of times in conference play this season. But for Gallia, they draw the number 2 seed in Division 4. Circleville drawing the number 1 seed in that same district. That D4 bracket should be a ton of fun. Gallia's first matchup will be next Thursday. They'll have the winner of Vinton County and McLean. Those two teams play on Monday, but when you talk about Gallia Academy, Logan Elm, Circleville, and Warren, those are 4 teams that once we get into that district semifinal, district final round, it should be a lot of fun.
Oh, just insane level of depth. I would even throw in Waverly as the 5 seed's going to go to Warren in that 4-5 matchup. They've knocked off 2 or 3 of the better teams in Division 3 themselves. So, yeah, you're right. And listen, whenever you're undefeated, if you ever needed a chip on your shoulder, how about Circleville getting the number 1 seed with 5 losses? Now, you and I watched them a couple weeks back, just came off the Bloom Carroll win, and they beat Logan. No one's doubting how good they are. But again, you win every game, especially with some of the teams that Gallia has knocked off, and they slipped to the 2. I'm sure that's been a little bit of bulletin board material down this way.
Circleville is certainly one of those teams that, if it's even possible, it seems like they've been playing some of their best volleyball as of late. They get the 5, I believe it was in 5 sets, a win over Bloom Carroll, and certainly seemed like a completely different team the second time around against Logan Elm in comparison to what we saw at Circleville.
Remember earlier in the year I was talking to you about ceiling and floor. You know, a lot of times, like when you have a team like a Logan Elm that's senior-led, and you have a team, I would throw a little bit of Adina into this mix. I would throw maybe a Uniota into this mix. Like I don't worry how low their floor goes. I kind of am confident who they are and where they're going to show up. The thing that separates maybe a Circleville, a Gallia Academy, maybe even a Wheelersburg, is their overall depth. When they click and they really serve it tough and they start getting going with some efficiency, that ceiling gets way up there in terms of their ability to go play at an elite level. And I think you saw that with Circleville beating Bloom Carroll and then Logan Elm when you and I had a chance to call that match.
Now, Shane, obviously it's going to be the second time for us this season seeing Gallia Academy. It's a lot of the same players we saw last year. We know we're going to see a lot of setting from Grayson Clark on the outside, and inside it's going to be Aubrey Frazier, Abby Clark, Aspen Barnes, with a few others mixing in as well. What can we expect to see for Chesapeake here tonight?
Well, they're going to go the 6-2 attack. Lila Ferguson will set across the back row, and then Lowe, as I mentioned earlier, will do the setting when she goes to the back. She'll hit across the front at about 3 kills per set, and then Abby Isaacs will hit on that outside at about 3.5 kills. They have a real nice libero, and Bree Scarberry does a nice job, left-handed server. She'll pass for a couple middle hitters there, and Iden and Walters. So, as I had a chance to watch them, Roland does a nice job passing in the back row. She'll pass for Aaron Wood, a lefty who will hit and serve. So you're going to see a lot of depth as you go through there. I was pretty impressed with them on film. I know you said you talked there in your opening about them taking a set from Gallia. Anytime you get these rivalries inside the league, anything can happen.
All righty, it'll be Gallia in Chesapeake 20-0 versus 16-4 with an OVC title up for grabs tonight when we return to Gallia Academy. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Well.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news, Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust. Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. one very happy 16-year-old granddaughter, and 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Alrighty, we welcome you back into Gallia Academy. Shane Combs along with Dewey Daly for tonight's OVC matchup, the Blue Angels and Panthers. A win tonight for Gallia would be their first OVC outright title since 2021. We should be in for a good one here.
No question. Always awesome to see the rivalry inside league play. It's just got a different feel. You and I were talking off air, dude. I don't care what level of sport or what sport it is. It seems like anytime you get inside conference or division or opponents that you're familiar with, it just brings a little different dynamic out in the competition, and that'll be something interesting to watch for here this evening.
Certainly a player we're going to see a lot of tonight, Shane, is the freshman Aspen Barnes. Now, she's missed some time this season, the freshman has. She's averaging right around 4.5 kills per set, but after the Ironton match on September 9th, she missed 7 consecutive matches until last night in their win over Meigs.
Well, I got word of that, and that's just a shame. I'm telling you, she's really, really talented. If you had a chance to get to see her play, you'll really enjoy her. She's an athletic outside hitter, going to be here right on the near side of your camera view at home watching along with us for the Blue Angels. So
Grayson Clark serves it away, and we're rolling here in Gallia. First attack goes over by Chesapeake. Clark comes to Barnes near side for the first kill of the night.
Just as we were talking about, right here on the outside, they go right to her, and she delivers cross court for the kill. Nice start for Gallia.
So 1-0 Blue Angels as Clark serves it away. Free ball over by the senior Aaron Lowe. Clark goes backside. That's Saunders, rolls it over with the right hand and gets the kill.
All made possible with the tough serve. They get the free ball and they go on the attack with Clark coming out of the back row. She had 3 options there and chose Saunders on the opposite side.
Now Lowe goes backside, right down the middle. It's sent over by Isaacs. Now Clark comes to Barnes near side into the back right corner, but it's just past that back line. It's 2-1.
Yeah, a chance for Chesapeake to set a win. Now Lila Ferguson will be their first server, and she'll set across the back row here in the 6-2 attack.
Here's Clark. She goes backside. Barnes down the line for the kill. Barnes obviously had the game winner back against Wheelersburg on September 4th. She's off to a hot start here tonight. Her serve clips the top of the tape. It's Ferguson back setting to the near side, and it's blocked. It falls on the Chesapeake side. That was Isaacs who's looking to get going early.
Yeah, you get Aegis and you get Clark up there on the, or excuse me, Frazier up there on that double block, and that's a big double block to try to hit over top of.
Scarberry from the back left corner and a free ball that won't make it up over the tape. It's 5-1 Gallia.
Yeah, just the type of start you wanted to try to avoid if you're Chesapeake. Letting Gallia get off quick 5-1 here. This is a pretty big point early.
Ferguson sets it up inside. It's Ida. Quickly back over to the Panthers now. A bump set to the far side. That's Lowe swinging away into the back row. Here's Clark to the near side for Aubrey Frazier. Dug up by Scarberry. A bump set to the far side. Isaac rolls it into the back row. Now on the far side, it's an attack from Saunders on that second touch. Lowe back over to the Blue Angels now. Bennett to Saunders, far side. She's blocked up top. That was Abby Isaacs defensively for the Panthers.
Yeah, nice job for Chesapeake when they had to send it over. Low with a high IQ play. She sent it to Clark, which got Gallia Academy a little out of system there.
Now Isaac serves it away and clips the top of the tape, but Chloe Bennett, what a play to keep it off of the floor. Free ball over to the Panthers, far side, Low with the left hand. Quickly back over to the Panthers now, near side, the lefty, Aaron Wood nearly sticks it in. Another nice play defensively for Bennett. Now at the net, Eachus is blocked up top. Back-to-back blocks for the Panthers. This time it was Abby Iden. It's 5-3.
Yeah, nice job by the senior middle, Abby Iden there in the one-on-one situation, getting the two hands out over top. Block for the point, well done.
Bump set from Clark, near side, another swing for Saunders. This time she'll get the kill.
Yeah, Saunders on the outside. What a big-time swing. She's a terrific freshman as well, and just shows off the depth of the Blue Angels.
There'll be a roll shot into the back row from Wood. Now Clark to Frazier inside for the kill. Abby Clark swinging away for Gallia. It's 7-3.
Yeah, good quick pace in the middle there. The block just can't respond to it.
Ferguson to the outside. It's a roll shot from Aaron Wood. Now near side. This time it's Frazier with the right hand, kept alive by Ferguson, and a roll shot from Isaacs. Clark goes backside. Saunders down the line. It's dug up by Ferguson. Now Scarberry into the back row, and another roll shot from Isaacs. Bennett sets it up far side. Another opportunity for Riley Saunders. Here's Aaron Lowe along the line, and it looks like she clipped that left side antenna, and it's 8-3.
Yeah, pretty good volley back and forth, and then Chesapeake just got a little out of rhythm and got that ball sent a little too far outside.
8-3 Gallia in a service error for Chloe Bennett. The Blue Angels are doubling up Chesapeake here in the opening set. Abby Iden serves it away for Chesapeake. Here's Clark. She goes backside for Saunders, and it looks like she stuck it in.
Yeah, nice start for the freshman there. 3 kills across the front row, and as always, Grayson Clark doing a good job of spreading the wealth up and down the net.
Near side, it's Ferguson. She bump sets it up for Aaron Lowe, who sticks it in that back right corner for the kill.
Yeah, nice job of Ferguson to pop that ball up and then clear herself so that Lowe can come in on the attack, and Lowe shows off the court vision there. Nicely done.
Lowe has 51 aces on the season. That leads the Panthers offensively as Clark tries to sneak it in on the second touch. Near side, Aaron Wood, the lefty, back over to the Blue Angels now as Bennett sets it up near side for Frazier. Back to Chesapeake now, Scarberry into the back row, a roll shot from Isaac that she sails over the back line. It's 10-5.
Yeah, tough ball there. Isaacs couldn't quite get an approach at it, kind of from the standstill. Tried to really get on top and get some of that late action. Didn't quite get it just the way she wanted.
Now the junior Aubrey Frazier to serve it away. Lowe back setting near side for Wood with the left hand. Chloe Bennett again defensively for the Blue Angels, keeps it alive. Back to Chesapeake now, a roll shot from Wood. It's blocked and it falls on the Panthers side. Abby Clark with a big time block for the Blue Angels.
Yeah, I love the effort, Dewey, at the net there on a roll shot. A lot of times people come off the net. Abby stayed up there with it one more count and noticed it was going to be kind of low and short to the net there. She just went up and threw it right back down.
Clark came into tonight with a team-leading 28 blocks on the season. Miscommunication between Lowe and Scarberry allows the ball to fall in. It's 12-5 Gallia.
Yeah, this is what happens to you with Gallia Academy. You're going along, and then all of a sudden it's just boom, 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 and it kind of get on one of these spurts, and you look up and you're down 7.
Frazier remains at the line for the Blue Angels. Lowe keeps it near side. The lefty Wood is blocked. Back over to the Panthers now. Lowe goes to the far side. That's Eastham with a roll shot. Now Clark to the back row. Frazier. Dig from Isaacs. Lowe goes right back to Eastham far side. Now Clark front setting Barnes. Down the line. Another dig from Isaacs. Lowe keeps it near side, and it's a free ball sent over by Aaron Wood, but it clipped the antenna, and it's 13-5 Gallia. Timeout Chesapeake.
Yeah, Dewey, there's 3 or 4 points in here where Chesapeake's kind of made some mistakes themselves. Gallia Academy's talent's going to come at you and score points. You certainly can't have the unforced errors and help them along. That's how a 3-4 point advantage turns into a 13-5 and a timeout.
First timeout of the night for either team. It goes to Chesapeake. Head coach Carrie Hill, her Panthers trailing Gallia 13-5 here in the first. You go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, dude, it reminds me, the Gallia Academy offense reminds me a little bit of a basketball analogy with Grayson Clark running the point position, right? You get so many people out running the court because she'll share the ball and do those things. It's the same way. They're getting all of their hitters to go at all times because her willingness to spread it up and down the net. You and I have done a lot of volleyball together, and even some of our best teams kind of focus in on more than 1 or 2 hitters. This Gallia Academy team can really come at you with 4 or 5 hitting options throughout the entire match.
You mentioned basketball, kind of like that Minford team we saw last year down at the Convo as Frazier sends it into the net. Just so many weapons for the Falcons last year. Certainly a reason why they made it to the Final Four.
Well, just like in basketball, it makes you want to run the floor to get an easy one. As a hitter, you want to get off the net and get ready to hit because you know she'll find you.
Clark to Barnes near side for the kill. It's 14-6 Gallia here in the opener.
Looks like Graham, another freshman. That's the thing about this Gallia team, too, is they mix some young and old. And, you and I have talked about it. This won't be the last year that they're really good at volleyball.
Graham serves it away. The Blue Angels leading by 8. Isaacs back to the middle and a free ball sent over. It would have been out of bounds, but Petro keeps it alive inside Eachus. She sails it over the back line. It's 14-7. Seems like early on, one of the takeaways I've had for Gallia has been Riley Saunders. A lot more opportunities for the rookie than the last time we saw Gallia.
Yeah, she's really good. I'd mentioned earlier in the year that she wouldn't be the 3 or 4 option for a whole lot of volleyball teams around our listening and viewing area.
Near side, Barnes able to tool the block and get the kill.
Length and athleticism of Barnes on the outside. When she gets out there and Clark sends it all the way out there on target, which is most of the time, that's so hard to block and get those hands turned in.
Wood near side, front setting Isaacs inside with the right hand. Saunders with the dig. Now Clark to Barnes near side. Another kill for the freshman Aspen Barnes.
What makes that work, Dewey, is again, all the hitters go, so it freezes that middle block and gives Barnes more of a one-on-one, if not open net opportunity.
Out of the back row, Lowe sets it up far side. That was Abby Iden. She nearly snuck it in quickly. Back to the Panthers now. Isaacs down the line for the kill.
Yeah, I saw that on film in preparation for tonight's match. Abby Isaacs can go and get it. 3.5 kills a set. And she's a terrific athlete on that outside. If Chesapeake can pass on target and get her off the net ready to hit, she's someone that can get going.
Now Lila Ferguson serves it away for the Panthers. Clark goes backside. Barnes streaking in. It's dug up by Rowland. Now Lowe with a free ball back over to Gallia. 16-8 here in the opening set as Barnes gets another kill near side. Certainly the number of weapons Gallia possesses, it really does make it tough defensively to maybe focus in on one specific hitter.
Oh, no question.
It's Isaacs near side, tight to the net. It's a jousting match. Ishis gets it back over to the Panthers, and a roll shot just missed that back right corner for Chesapeake. It's 18-8.
Well, and then what happens is they just speed you up a little bit. They come at you with so many weapons, and they play with such pace that they can hurry you into some mistakes.
Ferguson bumps it to the far side. It's a free ball sent over by Rowland, but it's wide to the back line. It's 19-8 here in the first.
And again, some of these things are just, we're going to have another timeout, but Billy, what I'm talking about is they speed you up a little bit, so everything you're doing is just a little bit rushed. Maybe it hurts the concentration and the execution just a little bit. Notice how many free balls, roll shots, or attacks that we've seen go long.
And really for Chesapeake, you're down 11 here in the first set. Obviously, one of the things we talk about that makes volleyball so great is that the scoreboards are going to reset once we get into that second frame. But one of the things early on for Chesapeake is they really haven't been able to get into their offense much. Now, when they have, they've had some success with the likes of Abby Isaacs, Aaron Wood, and a handful of others getting solid swings.
No, I totally agree, and I love the point you make about volleyball. Again, sometimes you come out with the elite team in basketball, the elite team in football. First quarter in, they can just knock you out, right? Basketball team go up 15, 16 points. Football team can go up 21-0. In volleyball, they reset that scoreboard. So if you're Chesapeake, you just want to find a little bit of confidence, something you can go to and get ready for a better second set.
There's a service error for Aspen Barnes. That'll bring the Panthers back to within 9 and send Abby Isaacs back to the line for the Panthers. So 19-9 here in the first set. Isaacs serves it away, clips the top of the tape and falls in, a team leading. 43rd, just her 43rd ace of the season.
Yeah, Abby's someone with a risk-reward serve. She fights some efficiency every now and then, but when she gets it going, she can really do some things.
Here's Clark front setting for Frazier near side. Another kill for Aubrey Frazier. It's 20-10. Now, I will go ahead and make the point now. The scoreboard in the arena reads 21-9. I don't believe that is correct. I think we have it correct on our scoreboard. And now they have corrected it. So it is 20-10 here in the first. Here's Ferguson back setting to the near side. Abby Ida now. Gallia with Frazier near side, able to get the kill.
Aubrey Frazier with another big hit. Point Blue Angels.
Chloe Bennett at the line for the Blue Angels. Iden bumps it, she keeps it near side. It's a free ball sent over by Chesapeake. Now on the far side, Saunders, another kill for the freshman, Riley Saunders.
Yeah, 4 of them here in the opening set. And, Bennett back to serve. We've talked about her on the overtime a little bit. One of the real improved players from a year ago to now does an outstanding job wearing that different collar jersey. There you see it with the serve.
47th ace of the season for Chloe Bennett. 13-point advantage for Gallia. Ferguson racing over, bumps it back to the middle. It's more or less a free ball over by Lowe. Inside, Abby Clark. Nearly has it. A nice play defensively by Ferguson as Wood gets it over on the free ball. Clark right back to Abby Clark. This time she gets the kill. It's set point coming up for the Blue Angels.
Yeah, 5 kills for Barnes, 4 for Saunders, 2 for Clark, 2 for Frazier. It's kind of like the pre-match we were talking about the balance.
And an ace to end it in the first for Chloe Bennett. 25-10 the final. Here in set 1, set 2 coming up. When we return to Gallia Academy, you're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student-athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
We welcome you back to Gallia Academy. If you're just now tuning in, it was a 25-10 final in set one. The Blue Angels came out guns blazing, and it's really something we expected to see. This Gallia Academy roster is one of the more star-studded, you expect to be decorated rosters in the Southeast District, and they certainly showed out in the opening frame.
Yeah, and again, what I love about them is the youth and the joy and the passion they play with. We talked about Abby Clark and Aubrey Frazier. You and I watched them last year in the tournament, put on quite a display. Now you throw in the rookie tandem of Aspen Barnes and Riley Saunders, and you've got a 1-2-3-4 punch that even has a sophomore in Aegis and some outstanding back row play led by Bennett and company. So really, really impressed with their depth and the way they share the ball. You're right about Chesapeake. A lot of times it's just the ability to pass on target, be it Ferguson setting out of the back row or Lowe. They've got to get on target so that they can get some of their hitters going. I thought Isaacs had some nice swings when they were able to get it outside to her, and then when Lowe was in the front row, she was able to also place some shots into the back corners and so forth. But Gallia, long athletic defensive team. If you're not in system, it's going to be really hard to send any type of attack at them that's going to bother them.
I think one of the big takeaways for just looking at the Gallia Academy roster, you've obviously talked about the likes of Riley Saunders. There are others on the Blue Angels roster as well, and really just their ability to wait their turn in a way that it kind of speaks towards maybe the coaching of Ashton Webb, just the program overall at Gallia Academy to really stick together, maybe chase a team-oriented goal rather than individual success.
Well, I think that's a great point because, all the way down to, we've seen Rice, the sophomore, come off and pass a little bit. Petro, the junior, does a great job. We've watched McWhorter do some serving in the time that we've covered them. You're right. There's a lot of kids that could play some really big roles elsewhere, but that's what makes great teams great is you get people to sacrifice that me for the we.
So set two underway. Lila Ferguson serves it away for Chesapeake. Clark to Barnes near side. She had a great opening set. Now to the Panthers' far side, Isaacs. Dug up by the Blue Angels. Barnes, another swing near side. It's dug up at an overpass near side, and a dig from Barnes. Now Barnes on the attack, and it falls in for the kill. 1-0 to open the second for the Blue Angels.
Got a Lady Panther down back here in the back row.
The senior Bentley Rowland.
Did not see what happened there. It looks like she's
I think what happened for Rowland is she kind of went down for the dig and may have caught the shoulder a little bit. She's able to walk off to the floor and onto the bench. We'll see Aaron Wood rotate in.
Yeah, hopefully she's okay. As you said, a senior right here on the doorstep of her senior postseason. And this Chesapeake team, as we said, going to be favored to play into the district semifinal round and be a really tough out even in that round.
So it'll be a free ball over by Scarberry. Back over to the Blue Angels. On the far side, it's Saunders able to tool the block and get the kill.
Not a bad job there from Chesapeake. They got a double block set on her there. Just got to get the hands out over the net.
Service error for Clark. Back over to the Panthers. They trail by one. It'll be Abby Isaacs. She had an ace in the opening set. Here's Clark front setting near side. Saunders rolls it over to the Panthers. Now a free ball over by Aaron Lowe. Clark goes back to Saunders, far side. She sails it over the back left corner, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, one of the few times that they haven't been on the same page in terms of the timing and the placement, and it just kind of led to a poor swing.
Clark goes backside, right back to Saunders for another kill.
There's Barnes on the backside there. And that was an outstanding adjustment as well.
So another kill for the freshman Aspen Barnes as she serves it away. A free ball over by Ferguson. She was able to keep it inside the antenna. Here's Aegis inside. So Wood bumps it back to the middle of the floor, and a roll shot far side by Chesapeake, and the free ball stays inside the antenna, but nobody's home for that second touch. It's 4-2.
Yeah, unbelievable effort from Chloe Bennett, and Chesapeake not happy at all. Felt like they had the double contact. They probably had a beef there on that third ball over.
And an ace for Aspen Barnes.
What I'm referring to there, Dewey, is remember, you can do just about whatever you want on your own side, but that ball that goes over the net still has to be a legal contact.
Wood sets it up to the near side. It's a free ball over by Iden. Now Clark to Frazier, nearly has it. Ferguson, a nice play defensively. Nobody home for that third touch for the Panthers. It's 6-2 Gallia. And a timeout for Chesapeake.
It's been an interesting thing to follow. You and I, we get the privilege of traveling all around our viewing area and seeing a lot of different teams, a lot of different officiating, and there's a lot of different interpretations of that particular rule, but that was certainly a big call here early in the second set. Nonetheless, great play from Chloe Bennett just to even make it possible.
So a 25-10 set one win for Gallia over Chesapeake. They lead the Panthers here in the second set, 6-2. We mentioned a win here tonight for Gallia Academy would clinch their first outright OVC title in 4 seasons. And this was a matchup that Chesapeake last season played spoiler for Gallia Academy as they were tied with Fairland to split the conference going into the last week of the season before Gallia dropped their match at Chesapeake to fall into outright second place. 6-2 here in the second. Barnes serves it away. Ferguson goes backside, and a roll shot from Iden falls in for the kill.
Well, Dewey, that's just what we're talking about, passing on target. That was a good serve receive right to the setter there. She's able to pick her spot, and Iden with a good swing.
Clark goes front side. Here's Frazier on the attack. She gets the kill.
So I was talking about on the serve, you got to be able to hit some tough spots. If Yowie is able to pass on target, it's all but over.
Ferguson bumps it to the outside. That's Walters who's able to get the kill.
Walters just sophomore. A nice looking hitter there in the front row. Good swing there.
Really the first swing we've seen tonight for Walters, and she certainly capitalized. Now Lowe back to the line for the Panthers. As Clark bumps it to Barnes out of the back row, but she sails it over that back line. It's 7-5 as the Panthers creep to back within 2.
Yeah, nice timeout early here from Chesapeake. They come out. They got their senior Lowe here on the line. See if she can spark them a little bit.
Clark keeps it near side. Frazier streaking in. It's dug up by Isaacs. Now Lowe back to Isaacs out of the back row, and Clark goes backside. That's Saunders down the line for the kill.
Yeah, so good. When you have that type of threat out of the opposite side, that's just a nightmare for front row defenders.
The service error for Mallory Petro. Saunders only had 4 kills in the win over Meigs last night. Certainly up over that total already through about a set and a half here tonight. So Clark sets it up. Abby Clark, a soft touch, a nice dig defensively for Eastham. Roll shot from Isaacs, back over to the Blue Angels now. Clark comes to Frazier, near side. She spikes it off of the tape. There was no block for the Panthers. One too many touches for Gallia, and it's 8-7 here in set 2.
Yeah, I like the way Chesapeake settled in here a little bit in the second set.
As Wood serves it away, and it looks like Gallia left a bit early. We're tied at 8.
Yeah, a couple unforced errors here from Gallia Academy. That's where you got to clean it up here a little bit.
Here's Clark to Frazier, near side. Another kill for the junior Aubrey Frazier as Gallia retakes the lead 9-8.
Yeah, you get Frazier and Clark up there in the front row. Because keep in mind, when Clark's in the front row, you only have the 2 options. Those are 2 pretty good options to have.
Frazier back to the service line for the Blue Angels. And she gets the ace.
Where if you're Chesapeake, you've got to avoid those 3, 4, 5-point runs I talked about. So it's back to 10-8 right here. This is where you don't want to let the Angels get loose from you.
Lowe sets it up. Isaac streaking in, but she sails it over the back line. No tip for Gallia. And it's 11-8 Blue Angels.
Yeah, good opportunity there. Got what you wanted with Isaacs on the outside. Unable to convert.
Tight serve from Frazier. It clips the top of the tape and falls in for the ace. A 4-0 run for Gallia after it was tied at 8. Frazier floats it over the net. Lowe bumps it out to Isaacs, a soft touch. She floats it over the net, back to Gallia. Here's Barnes near side, and she's able to get the kill.
Such a creative shot there. Went deep into the corner.
See Tinley Robbins, the sophomore, rotate in for Chesapeake. I believe Robbins only had 4 sets played coming into tonight. It's a service error for Frazier.
Well, a lot of times there it looked like a serve-receive substitution. And the other thing sometimes you'll strategically do is you'll use the sub, just try to slow the server down a little bit. Rather than use the timeout, use the sub just to try to slow it down.
So Robbins will serve it away for the Panthers. Here's Clark backside on that slide action to Clark. This time she comes up empty-handed, but we've certainly seen Clark execute on that attack numerous times in just the match and a half we've seen of him this season.
We have, and I thought Abby Iden did a pretty good job of going with her and just get out there to show them something. Now what you'll also see is you'll see Gallia go off of that, they'll run that action and then send it outside, and that's where they can really keep the block guessing. Because keep in mind here with Clark up here and the setter, Grayson Clark up there, they'll send Abby Clark on that slide action, then they'll kick it outside here on our near side to Barnes, and that's a really tough thing for the block to cover up and down the net.
I believe we're having our second scoreboard issue of the night. It should be 13-10. It reads 13-9 in the gymnasium here at Gallia as our down official works with the scores table to get that figured out.
They need the Dewey Daily Social scoreboard, and they would be all set.
Well, they need to pull up the live stream. Check it out. Give us an extra view or two. So it should be 13-10 here in the second 10.
Chesapeake's over there saying, look, it's been hard enough to score against these guys. At least give us the ones we get.
It was 25-10 in the opening set, so Chesapeake has already, and it looks like they may have ruled that Chesapeake left early on the serve, and they're going to award the point to Gallia. Take it away from Chesapeake. It's 14-9.
I missed the I missed the signal. They obviously had some sort of violation that made the point void, so they flipped the point back for it. What a big play. You're talking 13-10, now 14-9, and we're in that situation where it doesn't sound like much, but when you're trying to stay in contact with a team of this talent, that's big. I did not see the signal. It's possible that they had a substitution violation or something that.
And for Gallia, it looks like we're going to see Rice rotate in for Abby Clark. So we were thinking it was just a scoreboard issue, but it was actually them deciding on which way the point was going to go.
Correct.
And the point I was going to get to, it would have been 13-10. Chesapeake would have matched their first set total as they dropped at 25-10. They've certainly played a much more competitive, stronger set so far here in the second, nonetheless, as Rice rotates and she'll serve it away for the Blue Angels. And an ace. As Rice makes it a 6-point advantage for Gallia here in the second. Here's low to the far side. It's Iden. Back over to the Blue Angels. Clark goes backside, streaking in out of the back row. It's Frazier. Scarberry to Isaacs with two hands. Frazier's there for the day. Now Barnes near side, swinging away, tight to the net. Isaacs just unable to get it up over the tape. 4 touches for Chesapeake, and it's 16-9. So just like that, you go from 13-10 to 16-9 Gallia. As Clark goes across the court with the left hand. What a play from Aspen Barnes, who gets the kill and extends Gallia's lead to 8.
Yeah, so athletic. Great adjustment there at the net. And look here, Ari Rice with the serving and her ability to play the back row. It's one of those depth pieces that we talked about. Gallia can just keep coming at you in so many different ways.
There's a bunt set from Romans. Far side, it's a roll shot from Wood. Clark keeps it on the far side. Frazier streaking in. It looks like the ruling is a tip for Chesapeake, and this one is up over the tape inside of the Panthers block. Another kill for Aspen Barnes. And the second time out of the set for Chesapeake.
Well, it's a great sign to see Barnes so healthy and swinging so freely. You know, Dewey, you go back just literally 3-4 minutes ago, and we're in a tight set. You have the one little scoring decision go the other way, and it's that 2-point swing we always talk about. And since then, Rice goes back to the service line. Barnes gets going in the front row, and the next thing you look up, and it's just 18-9, and you feel like you're out of the set. That's that explosiveness that they can really come at you in such a hurry.
18-9 here in set 2. Gallia leading Chesapeake. Both teams back in conference play this Thursday. Chesapeake back here at home, back at home along the river against Ironton. Gallia will hit the road and take on Rock Hill to wrap up their conference season. And obviously a win tonight for Gallia. That game against Rock Hill in terms of deciding the conference becomes meaningless, but I'm sure that's one that the Blue Angels would love to win and round out that undefeated regular season.
Yeah, chasing that perfection all the way to the end there, and that's what they'll be doing. And, you know, keep in mind tonight would be senior night in most occasions, but they don't have one. So not only are they chasing perfection, they're doing it without a senior on the roster.
Save some money on balloons and flowers and whatnot, but you got to figure next season's going to be a pretty wild senior night with the likes of Grayson Clark, Abby Clark, Aubrey Frazier, Mallory Petro.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a tough class to say goodbye to. And by the time you get there, it's going to be interesting to look back on what that group's accomplished. And really, they're going to continue to load in right behind them and continue to go. But you're right, that this junior class going to be a nice staple for what's going to be a nice run here for the Blue Angels for quite some time.
So after the timeout, Rice will serve it away. It's 18-9 here in set 2. And she gets the ace. Another ace for Ari Rice. It's 19-9 here in the second.
It's really a nice weapon, too, because sometimes Gallia Academy can get loose with their serve. I like the way Rice has really used the difficulty, but with some efficiency.
Low pumps it for Iden. Here's Clark on the other side for Barnes. Nice play from Aaron Wood to keep it alive momentarily, but it'll eventually fall in for the Blue Angel point. It's an 11-point Gallia advantage.
Jalen Dillon going to play some back row here for the Blue Angels.
On the far side, Iden swinging away. She nearly stuck it in. Barnes got it over on the free ball. After all of that, it'll eventually fall in on the Blue Angels side, make it 20-10. We've seen some outstanding defensive plays on both sides of the net tonight.
Well, it really is. It's like so many sports. Volleyball's no different from the standpoint of if you get really good athletes to play really hard, defense becomes contagious, and you can kind of see the pride that Gallia Academy takes in not letting that ball hit the floor.
Clark setting it up for Barnes near side, an overpass, but a violation against Chesapeake. I think they may have had the Panthers into the net. Would have been a kill either way. It's 21-10. Iden floats it over on the free ball. Here's Clark tight to the net. Back over to the Panthers now. Iden tries to sneak it in. Bennett digs it up far side. On the attack, another kill for Riley Saunders.
Kill for Riley Saunders. Point Blue Angels.
Yeah, a little out of rhythm in the middle there. They get it right back, go quick, and then go outside to the opposite with Saunders.
Ferguson goes to the far side. Aaron Lowe unable to get the kill. Now Clark to Barnes, a roll shot near side. Another kill for the rookie.
Vision's so good. She gets up in the air and she hangs a little bit. And she's got a lot of different types of shots. Just really, really talented.
So Wood bumps it to Isaacs near side. She sticks it in that back right corner for the kill.
Talk about a clever shot. That was athletic. Good two-hand push, saw the corner where she wanted to go and executed and hit her spot.
Excellent vision for the senior Abby Isaacs. Clark bumps it to the outside. Saunders streaking in and a ding from Lowe. Now Lowe inside, nearly got it. A nice dig in the back row for Gallia. Panthers now back on the attack. Aaron Lowe far side, dug up by Clark. And nobody's home for that second touch. Not something you see very often with Clark taking that first ball over. Gallia seemingly not sure what to do without Clark there for that second touch. Here's Clark. She goes backside for Barnes, who spikes it off the top of the tape, and nobody's home for that third touch for the Panthers. It's set point here in the second set for Gallia. Overpass, nearly spiked back down. Scarberry digs it up. Lowe with the right hand, Bennett on the other side. Now here's Frazier streaking in. Ferguson bumps it to Lowe with the right hand, able to get the kill.
Yeah, Lowe's had a hard time getting going tonight. She comes in having just a terrific career. She's coming up on 1,000 digs. Going to end up over, probably up around 600 kills before she's done as well.
Clark bumps it to the outside. Here's Saunders racing in. Ferguson with the dig. Now Isaacs to Lowe with the right hand. Clark keeps it alive. Now Bennett on that second touch. Panthers now on the attack. It'll be a free ball over by Aaron Wood. Clark goes right back to Frazier for the set-ending kill. 25-13 here in set two. Set three coming up here at Gallia Academy. We'll take a break. You're watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Gallia Academy. Gallia Academy got that one out clean. It's the Blue Angels up over Chesapeake, 2-0. Third set coming up for tonight's OVC matchup. A win for Gallia would clinch their first outright OVC title since 2021. Shane, I think one of the bright spots tonight, we mentioned Aspen Barnes obviously missed a little bit of that middle part of the season. She seemingly hasn't missed a beat, coming back from what you would assume to be a minor injury. I'm not sure what else would cause a player. Obviously, we don't want to sit up here and play doctor, but Aspen Barnes certainly hasn't missed a beat, even with those missed 7 matches.
Well, if you ended up taking the drive on down to Gallia Academy tonight and not know that she had been out, you'd look 6 kills in the first set, 7 in the second. pretty healthy from where we're sitting up here. The depth of this team is incredible. Even there, coach was able to go to Jalen Kemper. If you saw number 8 in the front row, Jalen Kemper says here's a sophomore. She played a little middle for him there. So they just keep coming at you. This freshman, sophomore, junior class just filled with all kinds of volleyball talent.
So far tonight for Gallia, taking the first set 25-10, the second set 25-13. As Chesapeake so far tonight has really struggled to get into their offense consistently. We've seen sparks of it with the likes of Isaacs, Aaron Wood. We've seen Aaron Lowe have some nice swings, but it's just been consistency tonight for Chesapeake. At one point in that second set, we were tied up 8-8.
Yeah, and then it got away in a hurry. And, you were talking there during the break. Chesapeake's just having such a hard time getting in system to go on the attack.
Lowe goes backside, a roll shot from Isaacs down the middle. Aegis over on that second touch. Isaacs is there for the dig. Now Ferguson with a roll shot inside the antenna. Bennett tries to sneak it over, and miscommunication between Iden and Ferguson allows it to fall in as Bennett gets the Blue Angels onto the board first. Here's Clark at the line for the Blue Angels. She sends it into the net, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, Grayson coming in, serving around 91%. Had a couple of those here this evening.
Clark on that far side. She'll keep it there. Barnes, a soft touch with the right hand. Ferguson goes backside. That was Aaron Lowe for the kill. Unofficially, Shane, I think that could be the first lead in any set tonight for Chesapeake.
I think you're right, and there's an example of going on the attack and getting one of your best players a great swing.
Now Clark goes to Barnes on that backside again. This time she gets the kill.
First ball over, Barnes is going to come out of the opposite side. Block's got to be aware of it. She gets an open net, and that's just that's easy money.
Ferguson bumps it to Isaac near side. Left-handed dig from Bennett. Now Frazier swinging away, and she just did stick it in that back right corner for the kill. Isaacs and Ferguson racing over, but nobody took control for that second touch. It's 4-2. Isaacs near side, bumps it back to the middle. A free ball over by Iden. Now Clark to Aegis inside. It's dug up by Ferguson. Low back to the middle as Isaacs pushes it over with 2. Bennett racing in, pops it back up into the air. A free ball sent over by Aegis. Ferguson backside, Low blocked at the net by Frazier as Low sends it back over on that first touch, and she gets the kill.
Yeah, great play from Lowe. Kind of a sloppy sequence there from Gallia on the free ball. No excuse for your 5-1 setter to have to take that first ball. Someone's got to call her off and push her to the net so you can go on the attack.
And an ace from the service line for Abby Isaacs. I believe that's number 3 on the night for the senior as we're tied at 4.
Well, she's been really dynamic when she hits that contact with that late life on it.
Nearly back-to-back aces, and it will be for Abby Isaacs as the Panthers retake the lead.
Great opportunity for Chesapeake to get some momentum here if Isaacs can continue to hit her spot.
Here's Clark front setting Frazier near side for the Gallia Academy kill.
That's why that serve, the difficulty of the serve is so important, because when you ease up on the serve a little bit and Gallia gets going, they're going to come at you with some great hitters.
Ferguson goes backside. Here's Iden swinging away. She got it up inside of that block. That Abby Clark, Aubrey Frazier block, you don't see that too often.
Yeah, got it down through there. Nice job by Iden.
Here's Clark to Frazier inside. It's dug up by Isaacs. Ferguson to the far side for Lowe. Her roll shot is into the net, and we're tied at 6.
Yeah, good defensive play from Isaac. She comes in averaging 5 digs. She's up over 1,000 digs in her career. I think it was 1,046, I think I ended up reading coming into the night.
Petro serves it away and gets the ace. Her team leading 58th of the season. Gallia retakes the lead 7-6. Ferguson goes front side. Here's Lowe. Back to the Blue Angels now. Clark to Frazier near side. A soft touch. It's dug up by Ferguson. Scarberry to Lowe on the outside. Bennett with the dig for Gallia. Now Frazier on the attack. Panthers keep it alive. Ferguson to Lowe again. It'll be a free ball over by Aubrey Frazier. Here's Ferguson backside. Aaron Wood. Back over to the Blue Angels now with Frazier's roll shot. Nearly falls in. A nice free ball sent over by Lowe. Clark slide action. Abby Clark. It just does fall back over to Gallia's side. Frazier near side. Gets the kill. One of the longer rallies we've had tonight goes Gallia's way. It's 8-6.
Yes, pretty good volleyball back and forth. Some good effort. But again, you just give Gallia that many chances, they're going to cash in.
Isaacs bumps it to Lowe. It'll be a roll shot over by the senior. Now Frazier near side, a roll shot of her own. Ferguson to Lowe. Dig from Bennett. Here's Clark into Barnes out of the back row. Ferguson goes back to Wood with the left hand. Clark is there for the dig as Bennett bumps it up to Frazier near side. That one was outside the antenna. Chesapeake back to within 1.
Yeah, a lot of times what happens, Dewey, is you have a night where you struggle to pass and you struggle to defend. You almost get yourself caught standing at the net. When you do pass on target, you don't get all your hitters transitioning back to that 10-foot line. Got to go get ready to hit.
As Lowe serves it away, and she gets the ace. Her team leading 52nd of the season, Shane. And again, up to that 8-point mark for both teams early in the set. Chesapeake very competitive with Gallia. Here's Clark to Frazier near side. Another kill for Aubrey Frazier.
Aubrey Frazier goes it down.
Yeah, Frazier goes back to serve now. Great trip through the front row. She's off to a 4-kill start here in the third set.
Following the kill, Frazier will be back at the line for Gallia. And she will get the ace.
Good try there from Isaacs. Just couldn't quite get under it enough to get it all the way back.
So 10-8, Gallia leading Chesapeake here in set 3. Lowe goes backside. Aaron Wood with the left hand. Nice play from Bennett to keep it off of the floor, and a roll shot sent over by Gallia. Chesapeake quickly gets it back over to the Blue Angels. Clark is blocked inside. That was Kinley Walters defensively for the Panthers.
Yeah, get some things out of Walters in the middle. I like there from the sophomore. We had watched her swing earlier there, that time on a good defensive play.
Bennett sets it up near side. Barnes with a roll shot dug up by Wood, tight to the net. It looks like they had a player from Chesapeake, looked like it was Walters, potentially going over that midline.
Remember when Rice here coming back to serve earlier, she had quite a run to open up that second set.
Low on the second touch, trying to sneak it in. Rice was there. Now Barnes on the attack for the Blue Angels. Far side, Isaacs down the line. A nice dig in the back row from Clark, or excuse me, that was Petro. Eventually it'll fall in. One of the stronger swings we've seen tonight for Isaacs as she brings the Panthers again back to within one.
Yeah, that was good rhythm there from the Panthers. It gives you an idea of what they look like when they're at their best.
Clark sets it up. Here's Barnes. And she's able to get the kill.
Another kill for Aspen Barnes. Point Blue Angels.
15 on the night now for the rookie Barnes, and puts them back up 2.
Not too bad for her second match back. Low goes backside. It's pushed over by Eastham. Now Bennett back over to the Panthers. It's Isaacs far side, a strong swing, but she sails it over the back line. Lead back up to 3 for the Blue Angels. Low goes to Iden far side for the kill. So again for Chesapeake, when they're in rhythm and they get attacks, you see why they're 16-4. It's just been struggles to get into that offense consistently.
No question. The 1-2 punch of Isaacs and Lowe, very good. And then you see Iden and what she can provide, and some Wood and some other kids there at the net.
Here's Barnes on that far side for the kill.
Point Blue Angels.
14-11 here in set 3. Ferguson goes backside. Iden just over the top of the tape. She snuck it in for the kill.
Yeah, Iden with 3 kills here in this third set, 4 overall in the match, and back within 2. Isaac has had some success on the service line. Let's see if she can hit one here.
Clark racing to the back row, goes to Frazier. It's dug up by Isaacs, but Wood was unable to get a solid touch on that second hit. It falls in, and it's 15-12 Gallia.
Dewey, that's what I'm talking about when you have elite setter play. She came not only to the 10-foot line, but probably about 10 feet beyond the 10-foot line, and still put that ball outside for her hitter.
Iden near side. It's Barnes with the dig in the back row. Now Frazier swinging away. Scarberry digs it up low, goes to the lefty, Aaron Wood. Now here's Clark to Abby Clark inside for the kill.
Yeah, Clark to Clark, that's that quick action in the middle where you go get right on top of your setter. And if the middle hit, the blocker's not going with you, you can forget about it.
I think one of the takeaways for Abby Clark is just the variety in when she attacks at the net. Obviously there you see that quick action, but a lot of times with Clark you see that slide action that obviously tonight I think she's only done it once and she sent it into the net, but just in that match alone against Wheelersburg, we saw the junior have a lot of success with that.
Well, and a lot of it's one ball to go around, right? Remember our basketball analogy earlier. If you have a team that has 5 kids that maybe average between, say, 9 and 14 points, you watch them play 3 different nights, you might see someone go for 20. And it's that ability to share the ball, and it's the ability for the defense not to focus on one. As good as Barnes can be, as good as an Aubrey Frazier can be, if you find yourself as a block just cheating the one kid against this Gallia team, you're going to leave open net opportunities all over the match.
So out of the timeout for Chesapeake, it'll be the sophomore libero, Chloe Bennett, back to serve, a 4-point advantage for the Angels. Ferguson goes to the outside, Aaron Wood. Now Abby Clark sends it back over. Ferguson, a nice play to keep it alive, a roll shot that clips the top of the tape for Isaacs. Here's Saunders on the attack. Dug up by Ferguson, Scarberry to the far side, and it's a free ball sent over by Isaacs. Clark to Clark, again that quick action. Panthers keep it alive. Here's a roll shot into the back row from Lowe. Clark to Frazier near side, another dig for Scarberry. Ferguson bumps it to the middle of the floor, and a free ball over by Isaacs. Clark goes backside looking for Saunders. The freshman gets another kill.
Pretty good rally there. Much better job by Iden at the net to get some touches. Scarberry some digs, but again, they just keep coming at you, and then Saunders delivers backside.
Ferguson bumps it for Wood, far side with the left hand. She's able to get the kill.
Yeah, Aaron Wood, the lefty, a senior.
Clark tight to the net, goes to Abby Clark with the right hand. The dig is there for Aaron Lowe. Back over to the Blue Angels now. Bennett goes to Saunders on that far side, dug up by Isaacs. Ferguson tries to sneak it in on that second touch. Here's Bennett to Frazier near side for the kill. That line judge had to get out of the way.
Clever ball from Chloe Bennett there. A little bit of setter deception of her own from the libero spot. That was an impressive ball that she ended up giving Frazier.
Petro serves it away for the Blue Angels. Ferguson to Lowe. She pushes it over on the free ball. Clark goes to the back row. That's Barnes. Here's Ferguson to Lowe. Far side off the top of the Gallia block. Frazier keeps it alive. Bennett sends it over on the free ball. Scarberry to Wood near side. She sends it into the tape. And it's 19-13 Gallia Academy.
This rotation with the setter, Clark in the front row. This is where she has Clark and Frazier up there with her. Look for some slide actions, although there Petro delivers.
Second ace of the night for Mallory Petro. 59th of the season, and the second time out here in the third for Chesapeake.
I think it also says something about focus. You know, a lot of times you'll see a volleyball match where you'll kind of see a third set after winning 25-10, 25-13. You'll see a team kind of get sloppy or let up a little bit, and I haven't really noticed that from Gallia Academy. I mean, they've lacked a little efficiency in the serve at times, which I'm okay with if they're trying to be aggressive and hit their spots.
If I remember correctly, I believe what you just described is kind of what happened in that first meeting where Gallia took, I don't believe Chesapeake got over 15 in the first two sets, and then they won that third set before Gallia closed it out in the fourth.
Yeah, that's a little bit of those league rivalries I'm talking about where teams keep coming at you and they keep playing. Tonight, a much more focused start to finish, it sounds like, here for the Blue Angels.
So out of the timeout, Petro serves it away. Gallia leading by 7 here in the third. Far side, it's Walters back over to the Blue Angels. Now Frazier swinging away. Isaacs the dig, Ferguson goes back to Walters, a soft roll shot. Bennett keeps it off the floor. Back over to the Panthers now. It'll be a roll shot from Isaacs. Clark goes to Barnes out of the back row. Panthers keep it alive. Back-to-back free balls for Chesapeake. Now here's Clark to Clark inside. Ferguson the dig for the Panthers. Scarberry to Lowe, far side. 3 consecutive free balls for Chesapeake as Clark tries to sneak it in on that free ball. And the pass from Ferguson flies out of bounds. It's 21-13.
Looks like we're going to get Casey Mitchell, yet another freshman, into the lineup.
J.C. McCorder, the freshman. We saw her a little bit against Wheelersburg. This is her first time in tonight. And she's able to get the ace. It's 22-13 here in the third.
Yeah, McWhorter has had some playing time, as you said. Comes in averaging about just under a couple digs and a couple serve receives per set played. Serves it at about 86%.
Clark to Frazier near side. Just past that back line, 22-14. And really, Shane, what we've seen for Chesapeake is they've gotten better as each set has gone on. They scored 10, they scored 13, now they're up to 14 here in the third.
Yeah, really need to go here if they're going to make a push here, and that's costly there.
Service error for the senior Aaron Lowe. Blue Angels a couple points away from the outright OVC title. And an ace for Aubrey Frazier.
Frazier's had a really nice night. She's been involved from start to finish up at the net. Probably pushing double-figure kills. We'll get those totals for you after the match.
Match point coming up for Gallia Academy. As Frazier serves it away, it clips the top of the tape. Lowe goes backside, Wood back over to the Blue Angels. McCorder with the dig, Bennett pushes it over on the free ball. Now a free ball for Chesapeake. Clark comes to Barnes near side. Scarberry goes to Eastham. Now Clark to Barnes again. And another free ball, this time it's Walters. Back over on that first touch, Walters. She's able to get the kill. Not a lot of opportunities tonight for Walters, but she certainly made her limited chances count.
Yeah, and a lot of that, as they get going into certain matchups, just getting her off the net ready to hit, she could be an extra weapon for them.
And an ace from the line for Aaron Wood. So the Panthers slowly creeping back here in the third as Wood serves it away and over that back line, and the OVC belongs to Gallia Academy.
One step closer to perfection. That was really impressive. Congratulations to Gallia Academy on the OVC championship. They'll chase their Gold Ball League and their regular season perfection, and I know you and I are excited to see them in tournament action as we get into what should just be a loaded Division 4. And listen, Chesapeake could be a factor in that Division 5. I expect to see them reach Waverly and get involved in that semifinal action and try to advance to a district championship.
25-16, the final in the third as Gallia Academy takes down Chesapeake in 3. They claim their first outright OVC title since 2021. Shane, as you mentioned, they'll look to finish out that Gold Ball perfect conference regular season this Thursday at Rock Hill. We'll take a break. You've been watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo-Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
We welcome you back into Gallia Academy. The Blue Angels taking down Chesapeake in straight sets with the win tonight. They clinch the outright OVC title. They'll look to complete that perfect conference season this Thursday on the road against Rock Hill. But Shane, another impressive performance is Gallia Academy. We mentioned the undefeated conference season. They're just looking to finish that undefeated regular season, headed into what should be a loaded Division IV district tournament coming up next week.
Yeah, and they really went about it the way they have most of the year, which is with great balance. Aspen Barnes with 16 kills in the 3-set win. Aubrey Frazier at 11, Riley Saunders with 8, and Abby Clark with 3. So Grayson Clark spreading it around to a lot of hitters. The defense didn't have a lot of pressure on it tonight, but when it did, I thought it was up to the task. Chloe Bennett, as always, with an outstanding performance in the back row. But what jumps out at me is how many different kids can go on the court and produce for them. We've seen Aegis at the net. We've seen the freshman McWhorter, the sophomore Dillon, the freshman Graham, obviously the junior Petro with the tough serve and the passing. We watched Casey Mitchell come in tonight. We watched Jalen Kemper play the front row. I thought Ari Rice had the spurt from the service line that was really good. So on that Gallia Academy side, it's an incredible depth of volleyball talent on the roster, and they're the one match from perfection. And then once that postseason run starts, obviously that Division IV is going to be a gauntlet, but their regular season should have them prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean, you've said it best. We've kind of been looking to that Division IV district tournament since the first week of the regular season, just talking about the likes of Gallia Academy, Logan Elm, Circleville, Warren, and I think Waverly has really started to play their best volleyball as the season has gone on as well. They've been a super exciting team to watch down the stretch, and we talked about those four being Gallia, Logan Elm, Circleville, and Warren, but Waverly certainly a team to the caliber that they could make an appearance in that Final Four when you talk about the district semifinal round.
Well, there's no question about it, and I also want to make the point for Chesapeake because Division 5 has a lot of opportunities. Remember, we always talk about it. There's so many teams in the Southeast District that are Division 5 that they get 3 out to the regional. So this Chesapeake team, look, tonight, statistically is not who they are. A lot of that has to do with the team across the net in Gallia Academy. Abby Isaacs only with the 3 kills. She had 3 aces with another one that, depending on how you want to score it, maybe a 4. Aaron Wood with a kill. Walters with 2 kills. Aaron Lowe with 4. Abby Iden with 4. Iden also had a block. But when I look at this Division 5 bracket, they're going to come in as a 6 seed. They're going to be favored at home to win. And if they can advance, they're going to run into a tough SVC opponent, most likely in Southeastern. And that Southeastern match in the semifinal will be for the right to play most likely top-seeded Adena in the district championship. So that is a bracket that Chesapeake can compete in. Obviously, Southeastern out of the SVC, the Cider Valley Conference usually proves to be some tough outs once they get into the tournament with the level of volleyball they play in that conference. But I'll be anxious after watching Chesapeake play on film and then coming in here and watching them tonight. I think the opponent had a lot to do with tonight. I'm ready to see them refocus. You don't just go out and win 16 volleyball games just because, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's a good team. Let's see if they can come back and maybe get one Thursday night and maybe hit some momentum going into the postseason.
And that's one thing I was going to mention is, we've talked about in Division 5, you have so many teams that you have 3 district champions getting out into that regional tournament, and Chesapeake being a 6th, they're going to be the lowest seed up until that district final where they would most likely match up against Adena. Now, for Chesapeake, playing Gallia Academy 2 times this season definitely going to prepare you to take on a team such as Adena.
Well, I think that's a great point because, Adena comes at you in a little bit of a different way than a Gallia Academy, but I think it's the speed that we're talking about there when you're playing these elite teams. you can see the pace of the match just pick up a tick or two faster than the other team can play sometimes. Like when you and I are talking about being out of rhythm, a lot of times it comes from that speed in which the other team's coming at you. It's just you're a second slow to react. Therefore, you don't get ready to hit. Your block's a second late, and everything is just happening at an unbelievable speed. And I think that's what Gallia Academy does to you a little bit. They're constantly coming at you with multiple threats at the net, and it just leaves the block guessing. And just real impressed with what I've seen from the Blue Angels throughout the year.
And as we mentioned, Chesapeake and Gallia will both wrap up the conference schedule. Chesapeake will actually have a third meeting next Wednesday against Cold Grove to open up their Division 5 tournament run. But the Panthers are at home against Ironton this Thursday. Gallia at Rock Hill this Thursday, where they will look to wrap up the undefeated conference schedule.
Well, you talk about this exciting last week. I know you and I are still up in the air a little bit. Thursday night, we're planning to be somewhere. We're just not sure yet, and there's a lot of different options. We're going to wait to see how some things play out tonight because this OVC title's been decided. I know the SVC's been decided. Wheelersburg's pretty much running with the SOC. But there's still a couple conferences out there that, depending on what would happen, could still be on the line come Thursday night, and you and I are going to peek at the schedule and see what we can do.
Seems like the TVC is one of those conferences we were looking at, and really a team like Gallia would be interested to maybe see Waverly on Thursday night if we were to go there. They have South Webster for the second time around, and I think, obviously we were talking about Waverly playing some of their best volleyball late. South Webster's a team that Gallia went to 5 against, and Waverly took South Webster down in 3. I think that impressed a lot of people.
It did, and you speak of, the TVC, Vinton County McLean in the 7-10 matchup will actually be Gallia's first tournament opponent. So they're in the 7-10 matchup. So Vinton County, remember the whole reason that TVC Ohio is still up in a crazy is because Vinton County beat Alexander in 5 earlier in the year. So obviously Vinton County very, very capable as well. That just shows that depth of that Division 4 that we're referencing.
Alrighty, well, that'll wrap things up for us here tonight. Again, Gallia Academy takes down Chesapeake in straight sets to clinch their first outright OVC title since 2021. Again, stay tuned on all socials. Pretty much whatever happens down at the McAfee Gymnasium in Athens will determine more or less where we're at this Thursday, but just stay tuned to stay up to date on where we'll be somewhere for sure. There will be volleyball broadcasted Thursday. We just haven't quite come to a decision on where we will be. But for tonight, that'll wrap things up. For Shane Combs, I'm Dewey Daly saying so long from Gallia Academy. You've been watching Ohio High School Volleyball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.